Don't want to like cut them
Yeah.
off and like trying to assume what they're trying to say. It's like, no, I'll let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Spare me the pleasantries.
Oh my gosh, spare me your pleasantries.
All right, I'm going through my notes right now. How many PrinceWhateverer song jokes can I make, and what little runtime we have left?
Scream if you're out there. Anyways.
That's it.
Tell me it's okay.
Everybody gets one.
That's it.
Twilight.
Don't let him get the best of you.
Yeah.
Prince, I hope you know, when Ambi reached out to you, he was like, so I wanna tell you guys the story of how this went down, because it was a good time.
Okay.
We were like, hey, who should we get on the podcast next? And Ambi was like, oh, I could ask Prince. And I'm like, okay, sure. So the next day, I'm at work, and Ambi's like, well, good news, he said yes. And I look at my phone, and he's like, I'm gonna invite him to the Discord. And I'm like, wait, but if Prince joins the Discord, I don't think he has ever talked about the podcast. If he joined the Discord, the secret's gonna be out. Everyone is gonna be aware. So I'm like scrambling to get onto Discord and be like, Ambi, wait, no! Because he sends that link, Prince joins, all suspense is broken. But I'm like in a frantic hurry. I message Prince on Twitter. I'm like, no, don't join the Discord.
And it doesn't help that I also didn't once he sent me that message, actually no, don't invite him. I just proceeded to ignore him for like the next hour.
I was like, okay, when you reach out to Prince, invite him to a group DM, and you're like, okay, so how do I invite him to this server? I'm like, no. It was it was a panicked moment, but we made it. I'm pretty proud of the teaser that went out. Everyone seemed to get a good kick out of it. And
yeah, that was funny.
And it's funny, you sent that blacked out teaser within like 4 seconds. Everybody's like, PrinceWhatever!
Yeah.
Everyone knew immediately.
Oh yeah, no, they're not meant to be subtle at all. But
No.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna actually start the podcast.
Woohoo!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Out of Our Mains, the show where we're out of our mains, and you probably are too, because you're listening to some hopeless, colorful horse addicts ramble on about a show meant for little girls. I'm Maynard, and we've got Ambazar here today,
Hello.
as usual. We've got Robert,
Greetings. It is I, the red one.
and we also have PrinceWhateverer.
Hello, it's me.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but when Prince said that, the first thing that went through my head was still a better Mario impression than Chris Pratt.
It's a me.
Crispy rat.
A Mario.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for joining us here today, Prince. So for any of you who don't know, Prince is, well, I don't know how any of you could not know, because he's pretty well known. But yeah, Prince is a metal art. Actually, how about you describe, can you describe for us, what do you do in your own words?
Oh, jeez. I just make horse music, and it's mostly rocky, metally, emo stuff, because that's what I like.
Yeah.
As long as people like it, I'm happy boy, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I think it's fair to say people like it.
Maybe like one or two people.
A couple.
One or
There's a
two?
couple.
Yeah, a couple, you know.
No, yeah, Prince has been around the scene for quite some time. You've been in this fandom since what year did you join the fandom? Like
2011.
2011. So you're one of the you're a veteran. You're a grizzled
old.
brony veteran.
Did you know at the time that you were signing a blood contract?
He's the equivalent of like a senior citizen in this fandom.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
In the
Bro.
fandom, not in real life.
Dude, I'm 30
Yeah.
this year, dude.
Whoa, so
I'm old. I'm so
Oh,
old.
you're entering your 4th decade.
I know.
You know, I feel so old at 23, and so it makes me feel nice when, some of the, OGs of the fandom, start turning 30. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm 22 and I feel like I'm 50.
Yeah. I've
be
had
that
back
way.
problems since 18, so
Scoliosis, yay.
yeah.
I think being a brony advances aging is the problem.
Oh gosh. It's like being the president. It's just so stressful, you know?
Yeah, Dusty Cat's only 25. You wouldn't know it.
Man.
Yeah. But so what we do here on this podcast is we Robert, what do we do?
I was about to say I want to hear this because I want to know what we do. I can't explain it.
That is an excellent question. That is a very good question. I'm not sure myself, but I think we talk about ponies.
That's
Whoa.
news to me.
I know.
Cringe.
I know.
Cringe.
Oh,
That is fair.
yeah.
And well, we talk about ponies like 20% of the time, and everything else is just random tangents, I think.
Yeah. So anyways, speaking of random tangents, Prince, have you seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
Oh,
It is literally my favorite movie ever.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I saw it too. Maynard saw it with me. And yeah, it's a great movie.
I've unironically not been that happy watching a movie since I was a little boy. So it's my
know.
favorite movie. It's so good.
It's crazy. I don't know what it is. So I have seen it 8 times now. I just
One of those 8 times is like, with a bunch of bronies.
right after HarmonyCon, we got a big group together, and
I heard
it turned
about
out, yeah, it turned out there were 2 other big groups about the same size as us that went there too. So we had a theater full of just the biggest degenerates in Texas at the time. It was pretty great.
Let's go. That sounds pretty great. Oh man.
It was funny. Actually, I tried, Prince, I invited you to go to that, and you just messaged me back, and you're just like, well, we are in our room, and Biscuit is unconscious. And I'm like,
yeah.
understandable.
That was a whole thing. But yeah.
Oh boy.
If only I could have had a lost day. Womp womp. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
it is
yeah,
what it
movie
is.
good. I love movie.
Movie
Yes.
good. You have such a way with words.
That's my review. That's my capsule review. Movie good.
Yeah.
Evidently, I need to watch it again because while I saw it with the whole group
Oh.
in Maynard and all that, when we went and saw it during HarmonyCon, but I thought it was a good movie, but I left thinking, yeah, that's a pretty good movie. And then like everybody else is telling me how it like changed their lives and made their childhood, and I'm just like, do I need to watch it again? Like that didn't happen to me.
Oh no. Maynard's about to pull you into that sinkhole now of watching it multiple times.
Ambi, you want to see Puss in Boots again?
No.
Do you,
No.
do you
No.
want to see Puss in Boots? I will watch Puss in Boots again. But
This is officially the Puss in Boots podcast.
yeah, when are we rebranding, guys? When's the new branding being pushed out?
Right now, actually.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Now we just have like random guests from the fandom and ask them if they've seen Puss in Boots. And all right, thanks everybody. This is a great time. Thanks for coming on, Prince. We really
Literally,
appreciate it.
like it's like 1 minute of it is us talking about like if they've seen Puss in Boots, and then the rest is just us watching the movie.
Yeah, there you go.
If they
but-
say no, we just kick them out of the group chat.
They don't
They
even
just-
watch it with us. It's just us.
Yeah, all right, next guest.
So
Moving
congrats,
on.
Prince. You passed the vibe check.
Yep.
Woohoo!
So Prince, you said you joined the fandom back in 2011.
Yes.
So how exactly did that happen for you? Everyone's got their hero story, their introduction,
I think it's more of a villain origin story.
that's fair. The start of the arc, yeah.
Oh boy. It's kind of complicated. Well, not really. I used to watch like the VCRs of the old '80s show because I had them when I was a kid, and I liked them fine. I didn't know there was a fandom, and I found it when I was in college. I was a very teeny weeny kind of kid because, of course, I was,
Mhm.
and I found this shirt on an old website that had oh geez, I'll try and find a picture for you guys. It had Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash doing a bro hoof, and it said "Bronies before honies." And I thought it was super cool. Oh my god, it's gone. I'm gonna try and find it. And it was like it was the very sceney art style. Okay, I found
Yeah.
it. Let me copy the image address for you guys. It was this on a t-shirt. And I thought it was super cool. I wore it to college, and one of my friends, who's still my friend, and he's also in the fandom, and he's actually a pretty big artist right now, which is incredible because he lives in the same town as me. It's weird.
Oh wow.
He asked me like, "Oh my god, you're a brony?" And I was like, "I don't know what the fuck that is, but sure, it's cool." And he was like, "Oh, there's a new series of that show." I was like, "Oh, I used to watch that show when I was a kid. I'll check it out." And
Yeah.
yep. and now I'm a horse.
Wow.
You are a horse. You're not even. You are a horse now.
Yep, literally.
Like,
That's.
wow.
I mean, I guess it was 2011. It wasn't. I guess it wasn't nearly as widespread.
Prince, would you have ever guessed that a single shirt would cost you more than a decade of your life?
No, but here we are.
There, yeah. This is the path you chose when you bought that shirt.
I love it. I love it. That shirt is long gone though.
Oh, that's
so sad.
such a shame.
Yeah, I tried to get another one.
So you used to watch like the previous generations when you were a kid though?
Only G. What did I think it was G? Yeah, it was G1. Only G1.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
So were you one of those people who like when T-Rex showed up, like you were losing your mind? You're like, oh my gosh, I remember that guy.
Actually, no. The VCR I had didn't have him. They were fighting. Well, they weren't fighting them. They were like there was this witch who would make ponies old to make herself young, and there was the lava people and the ice people.
Man, G1 sounds ahead of its time.
G1 was fucking. It's low key fucking based. It was so good. I still enjoy it when I think back to it.
You know, I gotta check out G1 at some point.
This fucking wizard who made all the like the houses and all the furniture in the houses come to life and like try to kill the ponies. It was crazy.
Whoa!
Wow.
Man, G1 was metal.
Yo,
Oh,
And that is a music genre joke.
Jesus, soundtrack to metal and bam.
It all connects. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I know what movie you're talking. I want to say, no, that wasn't the one with the smooze, was it?
No, Smooth was also not part of those VCRs I had.
Okay, gotcha. I feel like I remember that one. I haven't seen it myself, but I'm really into like the like you know those like MLP iceberg videos or like the like
Yeah.
learning the history about ponies and stuff. I'm very into that. But
The lore.
yeah, exactly. The deep lore behind the franchise about colorful talking horses.
All right. So, Prince, you said in that in the VCR that you had, the enemy was like an old witch, right?
One of them. I think the VCR was like a collection of episodes. I don't think it was like one movie. I think I had a couple. I'm not sure.
But the antagonist was a witch.
That was one of the arcs. Was a witch. She had a carnival, and this was like, I think this was the same time that all the guy ponies were visiting. Oh my god, I forget why, because all the guy ponies are so funny. They had like American footballs as cutie marks and stuff, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like the witch would lure the ponies to her carnival, and then by playing the carnival games, it would sap the youth out of them and make her young. It was so weird.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's what happened. And all the girl ponies did that, and all the boy ponies had to come and save them, because they were visiting and were like, oh, where are all the goyles at? And they're like, oh, there's a weird carnival. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, the
There you
witch
go. We
had a
proved it.
caravan. Oh, sorry.
We proved it. Ponies advance aging.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
you're
now
right.
canon.
It all comes back.
Yeah,
And
there it is.
The witch had a wagon like Trixie's wagon. I remember that. That was funny.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Oh, you're talking like an actual wagon.
Like a wagon.
A
yeah, little
wagon.
caravan.
I thought you were
Wow.
calling the witch thick, and I'm like, okay, respect.
Ambi!
Look,
She
we
was
had
caked
Quantum
up,
Apologist
dude.
on like a
Shut
month
it down.
ago.
Shut
Okay,
it down. We're done.
There's art. I'm sure there's art out there somewhere.
Oh, okay. All right. Moving on.
I really
Oh my
thought he
God,
was
no!
just like that witch had that wagon.
It's funny thing. I just looked her up to try and remember, like, 'cause I found a picture of her, but her
Oh.
name was Somnambula.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Somnambula. That's
Oh,
yeah, sure.
shit.
I remember now.
Ooh.
Yo,
It all comes back.
It all comes back.
It's all coming together.
Yeah. That's yeah. Have you seen like some of the stuff that's been going around Twitter recently? Like a bunch of people are talking about like G3 recently.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like
Ooh.
G3 actually wasn't that bad.
I think I watched 3.5. I watched it on stream a few times.
We do not
Uh,
speak about 3.5.
Yeah, that's
that
like
was
Shrek
that
the
bad.
Third. It doesn't exist.
But yeah, G3 itself wasn't that bad. It's G3.5 that a lot of people just do not like.
Yeah, with the what did they call it? Like the newborn cuties or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
We do not.
Yeah.
We do not speak of G3.
The demon spawn.
I didn't know that apparently bronies had collectively decided that they actually like G3 now. Because basically a few days ago I put up a post that
the whole
basically said
thing,
like
Yeah.
since when do we like G3? And I just got flamed in the replies, and I'm like, oh, okay, we like G3 now. I got it. And I'm like, when did this happen?
Ambi, have you seen any of G3?
I don't think I have. The
Gotcha.
only parts of G3 that I think I've seen were like the Bronies React to G3 episode.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure most of the like negative things they had to say was about newborn cuties. G3 itself just kind of feels like it's just, it's a
just
cute
there.
kids show.
It's
Yeah.
there. It's harmless.
I don't know. There probably is, but I don't know about anyone out there standing G3 saying it's better than G4 or anything like that.
I think G4 so far is like peak My Little Pony. I may be biased though.
Maybe a little bit.
I think most of the fandom shares that sentiment.
Yeah, it's peak My Little Pony in terms of like being for like the wider demographic, I think.
Yeah. It is cool though that it's just something I've been thinking about a lot recently in this fandom, that there's so many different takes people have, I guess. I mean, there's always so many different takes people have, but like in this fandom, especially specifically with G4, there's like a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, like I loved all of it. And then there are some people who are like, seasons 1 and 2 are the only things that exist. And then like people who shun like season 9, or people who, but there's a lot of people who have those opinions but aren't like super hostile about it too.
If it's not in the holy Bible of Faust, it's not canon.
Yeah. But it is interesting, and then especially with like G5, like a lot of people have been enjoying it. A lot of people have been saying like, it's not really for me.
Much like G3, I think G5 is pretty harmless, but I think they could do so much better with it.
Yeah.
It's like,
We're opening up a whole new can of worms with this one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, Prince. What are your thoughts on G5 so far?
Mixed. I love the movie. The movie was fucking
The
great. I
movie
really
was
enjoyed it.
fantastic. I still need to rewatch it because like I've only seen it once.
Yeah, the 3D series has been. It's pretty painful at the start, and it's gotten better. I still hate Sparky. Sparky alone is like 30% of my sadness with the series.
Yeah, that's fair.
You should make like a death metal song that's just like Sparky getting mutilated.
Oh man, I know a guy who does stuff like that.
Oh my
Let me
gosh.
go get him.
Is it Biscuit?
It's
Yeah.
not. It's Cult Crusher. You know them.
I don't.
I'm gonna look that up real quick. Don't
Okay, I'm
lie
gonna
to me.
paste them in chat as well because
I gotta
this
see
is
this.
They have got some of the they've got so much more stuff than I remember. Holy crap. Okay, this is the one I remember. This is the first release that I ever watched, and the production is so good. Oh man.
Lotta Equestria.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like grindcore, deathcore, whatever you want to call it. Super
Ooh.
heavy.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that out.
I don't know if it's a good idea to play that now.
Yeah,
No, I can't play it on screen or anything, but
yeah.
just for context.
We just stopped the podcast full force just to go start listening to music.
I prefer G5 though. I need to catch up on the 2D because from what I've seen of the 2D, I did actually like it quite a lot. I just haven't been able to, because I don't number the episodes on YouTube. It makes it so hard to just find where I need to start. It bugs me. It bugs me so much.
And then they do like the re-upload stuff, which like it gets kind of
It's so
frustrating.
strange. They're really catering to the TikTok babies right now, and I'm just too old for this shit.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up with Tell Your Tale much either. I watched the first like 5 or so episodes, and I'm like, I don't think it's meant for me.
I think that'd be a cool thing to do on a live stream, is just to like catch up on all the Tell Your Tale episodes.
Yeah. That's a good idea actually.
Well, copyright though might be a problem with that.
Yeah, copyright. Gotta love it. Yeah, some of what I saw with Tell Your Tale was pretty good, and then like a lot of people have been talking big game for it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go back and check it out. The one thing though that like had me not really wanted to check it out is everyone was saying like, oh, this is so good, and then that one Izzy like song came out, Trash, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is the best song that's ever come out of Pony, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I listened to it, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm probably gonna get canceled on Twitter for that one.
Nah, I agree. I also thought it was fine.
I swear everybody was like hating on that episode and that song when it first came out that I saw.
Well, the Out of Our Mains is Over party has begun. Thanks a lot, Maynard.
Oh no. Yeah, I also thought that song was like, I thought it was good, but I was like, this isn't like the best thing ever. Like some people were acting like. It's just a good song.
It felt like it had all of the parts that make a good song, but it didn't really have anything that stood out to me, I guess. That was just my thoughts on it.
I can't even remember what it went like.
It was like TRASH doesn't mean it's waste or something like that.
Okay, now I need Mater to perform the whole song for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, let me pull up the lyrics. Yeah, metal cover when, Prince?
No instrumental reference,
just straight audio of singing, and that's it. No post-processing, none of that. No instrumentals in the background. Nothing like that. That's,
pure, unadulterated cringe.
Yeah, that's way above our budget. So,
speaking of instrumentals, I just want to say, Prince, I am so thankful that you have instrumentals of all your songs, like on Bandcamp and stuff.
Yes.
Because I use your music in my videos, like, ad nauseum.
Hey, nice. Yeah, I like to provide those for in case people want to like cover them or use them like you are, like background music or something.
Yeah.
It is. If they just hate my voice, that's fine too.
I mean, Party is Over is basically my outro song, so.
Yeah.
In my head, like, it's just become the Ambazar theme song.
It's the Ambazar theme song.
Ambi song.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate because it's basically about suicide.
Oh!
No! There it is.
Hey, remember when you were talking about how sometimes you had to cut stuff out when it's bad? There's 2 reasons you brought me in, and that's for unhinged comedy and horse clap. So there you go.
Yep. Mainly the clouds.
Oh, big clout. We love the clout.
Anyway, we should probably move on.
Yeah. Since we were on the topic of music before all the stuff that I'm gonna have to cut out, yeah, like, have you been into like metal, rock, like that sort of stuff for a long time, or was that something that was more like recent to when you joined the fandom, or like how'd you get started?
I've basically been into that genre as soon as I like started listening to music in general. I've liked stuff like that, and yeah, pretty much like when I was a kid, like a little baby, I hated music in general. Music just didn't interest me. I don't know. When I was really young though, and when I went to school, one of my friends played guitar. I thought it was super cool. I picked it up, and he gave me some CDs. Like it was God, what was it? It was a Led Zeppelin CD and
Nice.
a Velvet Revolver CD, and I loved them. So yeah, I just started to learn guitar from there. It was super fun.
Did you say Velvet Revolver?
Yes.
That's actually one of my favorite rock songs ever. Is actually Slither by Velvet Revolver.
Yo, Slither's sick. Sucker Train Blues, sick. I love the whole thing. That was the Contraband album. I love that album so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I missed out a lot personally because I just didn't listen to music much as a kid. Like I was one of those kids. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to my video game music.
I still do that, but I enjoy just good music in general.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really listen to like anything. Well, I didn't really listen to anything like metal or rock necessarily until I found your stuff, Prince.
Yo.
But yeah, your stuff is great. Now I'm like, there's been a few other like pony metal artists that have like popped up through like YouTube My Mix and that sort of thing, and it's great.
I'm happy there's other people doing it.
Yeah.
More people, more music.
Yes.
I remember I wasn't huge into music until when I was in middle school. I discovered the band Skillet.
Hey.
And I'm just like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then I just kind of really got into the mid 2000s rock bands. So like 3 Days Grace, Thousands Foot Crutch, a lot of Christian rock now that I think about it.
Papa Roach.
Some 80s rock like Motley Crue and
No.
Guns N' Roses, and then Velvet Revolver. And I remember when I discovered your stuff, because the Brony fandom, for the most part, isn't really known for rock music as much as they're like, electronic music, which I'm big into that too. But I remember when I discovered you, Prince, through Solidarity, like back in 2018, 2019, whenever you released that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this exists in the fandom?
This
I'm
is
like, how
real.
have I been missing this?
Yeah, pony metal is real. Yeah.
Yeah. That's still my best song, I think. I love that song so much. Oh, man.
Yeah, I was talking to to a friend of mine, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been listening to these metal artists, and and I'm like, oh cool, like metal, like I've actually been listening to a decent amount of metal recently, and they're like, oh, do you know this? No. Do you know this? No. I'm like, they're like, what do you know? I'm like, I know horse stuff.
I know pony.
Yeah, that's like
I only know based music songs.
Listen, you stay with your pop music, and I will stick with my manly pony music.
It takes a high IQ to understand horse music.
It really does. Like not even like pop metal stuff either. Like though he was telling me about like I had actually already known about them. But Prince, do you know about the Oakley Dokleys?
Oh, was it the Flanders band?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know them. They're good. It's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, he was telling me about that. That honestly, before I joined the fandom, before I started listening to pony metal, like that was what I knew of metal music. I was like, oh yeah.
Bass.
That's a good first impression.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it's very indicative of the rest of the genre.
Right. Real quick, sorry, Maynard, sorry if this like throws a wrench into your order, but something I have to ask. So you said that Solidarity was probably your favorite song that you made, Prince?
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite song of yours for a while, but I've been listening to Ghost in the Sun, and I think that just passed it.
Oh, nice. I do like Ghost a lot. I don't know. It's tough because obviously I don't really release a song unless I like it and think it's really good. So
Yeah.
But I have to ask, as of today, what is your least favorite song that you think you've made?
Pinky's Parties. Pinky's Parties, easily. I hate that song so much. It's so bad.
Pinky's Parties?
It's so actually bad. Like, unironically, I cannot listen to it without physically cringing.
I don't know if I've heard
hurts
that
me.
one. I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah, now we're all gonna look it up and start bringing traction to that video. Now people are gonna start watching it. You're welcome,
It
Prince.
features Living Tombstone. I had one shot to collab with Tombstone, and that was what I made, and it's the worst thing ever. I'm so mad.
Oh, that
Oh,
sucks.
that's so sad. That's
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, Ghost in the Sun is probably my is probably my favorite as well. I've really liked what is it, Friends in Maritime, that you released recently.
Yeah, I love that song a lot.
It's just so homey, you know? Like,
Yeah, I don't make happy songs often, so it's nice that I made one. I feel nice about this one song.
yeah, it's good. But yeah, like Ghost in the Sun and Solidarity, obviously, and yeah. Anyways,
Thank you.
we don't want to spend an hour and a half stroking your ego.
Yeah. No, more.
As much as we'd love to, but
Compliments. Yum, yum, yum.
yeah.
That's me at every convention.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like, I'm just here for people to tell me they like my stuff.
And it's still
Yeah.
rare, so I have to enjoy it.
Yeah, you gotta capitalize on those few little instances. Meeting people at HarmonyCon who had actually listened to the podcast before, and then being like, "Oh yeah, I like your stuff." I'm like, "Oh, you like what I do?"
Oh
Oh my
goodness.
god! They don't think I'm a loser.
And then I walk on stage and like, who's this guy?
You were wrong, Mom and Dad.
You were wrong, Mom. Just bringing that up in like the family reunion. I run a successful My Little Pony podcast.
Yeah, forget you guys.
Get on my level. I have 300 subscribers.
No, I love my parents. So were you self-taught with most of what you do, or did you take any lessons, or what like resources did you use?
Kind of both. I would say I'm self-taught basically everything. I went to 2 different colleges for music, but they don't really teach you much that's useful in college for music.
Mm.
Most of it's like, oh, you must preserve dynamics because loudness war, blah blah blah. It's like that's great, but how do I effectively use compression? It's like, well, Dad, we got to learn all this theory. This is why the Beatles are the best band ever. It's like, okay, fucking really useful. But the teachers were great and they're super cool and they did too. Like when I had questions about stuff that I actually needed to know, they would help me, but none of it was like in the curriculum, you know. Crap, what was the other thing you said? Self-taught, and there was something else to that question. Oh, resources.
Yeah,
Resources.
yeah.
Mostly just like literally just Google and forums.
Yep.
Like
that's
how
you
do I do this? And like just a lot of it comes out to just listening to music that you like the sound of and kind of like
Mhm.
trying to be analytic about it. Like, okay, what makes this sound good? What is it about it that I like? Oh, it's a certain frequency and bass that's really punchy, that sounds nice. I'm gonna try and replicate that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's not much. The actual education I had did not help that much. It's just nice to have the piece of paper that says I'm good at thing.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it is like it is funny like just how much you can learn just by like starting to do something and then being like, "Oh, hey, I want to do this and this, but I don't know how to do this." Google, "How do I do this?"
Yeah.
So,
But-
Prince, when's your masterclass coming out?
Masterclass on what?
Professor whatever.
Yeah. I have thought about making like a tutorial channel. I actually made the channel, I just haven't put anything there yet. It's just
Oh.
I ain't got time to like write scripts and do all this video stuff. and
Yeah,
editing, like,
I
what
feel you
music
there.
to make.
That's
Ugh.
fair.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I have like 4 episodes planned already. I just haven't done anything. Oh man. But yeah, it's something on the back burner if I ever get the time.
Yeah.
Something I really want to know is, I know that you basically, okay, my understanding is that basically you record each of the different instruments and then you edit it together in Reaper.
Yes.
So like, as far as like actually recording your instruments and sound, like what's your setup to like do that? Do you just like play with links directly into your computer? Do you use microphone or sound setups? Like how do you do all that?
I use it's called a hybrid setup where I have a real amplifier and a real like tube screamer pedal and all these like effects pedals in front. But instead of it going into a speaker, it goes into a speaker simulator pedal, which is a cab simulator. And then that just goes straight into my audio interface, which is just if you guys use XLR mics, you probably know what an audio interface is. Just the thing
Yeah.
that you can plug
Yeah,
your
I,
mics and
I know what an
guitars
audio
into, yeah.
interface is, but I don't use XLRs because they're expensive,
They are expensive.
and
And
I only work
cost
part
money.
time.
Yeah, I feel
I have
But
to
yeah, they
save
just
up
plug
for
it straight to the
con
PC.
instead.
worth it. Cons are
Yeah.
the best.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
no, you haven't gone to a con yet? What the hell?
We'll get
Never
you. We'll
been
get
to
you
a
to one
con.
eventually, Robert.
I
We're
know,
trying to
I
get him to
know.
one this year. We're trying to get him out to Everfree, but
Yo,
Yeah.
Everfree would be sweet. Everfree's good.
yeah, I actually haven't been to Everfree yet either. So
Hi-ho.
last year was my first year actually going to cons. So,
Peasants.
but I went to 4, and this year it's looking like I'm going to another 4, and my bank account said ah. But I guess since we're on the topic of cons, like, did you start going to cons like pretty much as soon as they started being a thing, or like, how did that start? Because I know, yeah, you go to a lot of conventions.
Yeah, I do now. Geez, when I first started, I like cons were like just a dream to me because I was I was
Yeah.
young. I think I was like 17, 18 when I started. I was living with my parents. I had no money. I had no job. I was making music for fun. Had like
Mhm.
a couple hundred subscribers, something, just having a nice time. And I'd see all these videos of like people like Saberspark and AC Race
Yeah.
Best going to cons, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I wish I could do that. That's so cool.
That's how I am.
I
right
wish I had
now.
friends who liked horses. Yeah. And like I went to like some like local-ish meetups in like 2012 because that's like the year when everything was exploding. There were horse people everywhere. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to my first actual con in 2013, which was BronyCon.
Oh,
It was cool to be able to go there. It was like that was life-changing for me because it was so huge. it wasn't even that big, like people-wise. I don't think. If I look back at the numbers, it felt like it was like 20,000 people there.
It's interesting. Like you never really like once you go to a con, I feel like because I have been to like a con before, just not a brony con. I feel like it's gonna be a different experience because you're surrounded by people who are like-minded in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they're there for like the one specific thing, not just like, anime in general or comic books in general. It's like, no, this one show, we are here for this.
Yeah, it's interesting going to like a multi-genre convention because like everyone's there for different reasons. So like the thing is at a pony convention, like you stop literally anyone, you're like, hey, let's talk about horses. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm down. You stop someone at like a gaming convention, you're like, hey, let's talk about Pokemon, and they're like, oh, I'm just here for COD. It's like, oh,
what?
Okay.
Don't be the person who goes to a gaming convention for Call of Duty.
Wow.
Well, because those are the only real gamers, are the ones exclusively playing COD.
The McDonald's of gaming.
The McDonald's.
I prefer
of
walleye.
gaming.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Then what's the Burger King?
On a battlefield.
So it's better.
In some ways, maybe.
In some ways it's better, in some ways it's worse.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I personally like. I'm of the opinion that like, sure, I'll go to McDonald's if I like need to. It's like I'm in a rush.
You
It's
go to
cheap.
McDonald's because it's cheap, not because it's good.
Yeah, it's cheap. I'm in a rush. Whatever. Burger King though, like you could not pay me to go to Burger King personally.
You're not into Burger King?
Burger King.
I am not
King,
into Burger King.
Burger King slaps.
Hey, look. I walked to Burger King.
I like it fine.
Then I walked back home from
Then
Burger
I
King.
walked back home from Burger
Then
King.
I walk back home from Burger King. Look,
That might be the worst joke I've ever done on this podcast, and that's saying a lot.
Burger King is never my first choice, but like Burger King, it has some good stuff.
I don't know. I've never had a positive experience going to Burger King.
Well, it might just
like,
be the restaurant that you went to.
Because you've never gone with me.
I've been a few times. Okay, but Ambi, you like Whataburger over In-N-Out. So.
Oh, I've eaten at Whataburger. That slaps.
Okay, but what about In-N-Out? Right?
I've never been to
In-N-Out?
I've never been to In-N-Out.
Okay, you need to be cultured.
There aren't any In-N-Outs in Indiana. I'm sorry.
Prince, have you had In-N-Out?
I actually haven't had In-N-Out, no.
What?
Okay.
No.
So Prince, you're from
alone.
Tea and Crumpet Land.
I am indeed.
So are there any like British fast food restaurants that we don't have in America that you feel bad that we don't have?
There's only one, but it's not a fast food place. It's more like I don't know how you describe it. It's kind of like it's like McDonald's for adults. It's like a bar, but like you just sit at the table and you have an app and you can
McDonald's
order
for
everything
adults.
Yeah, you just sit down with this app and you order everything to your table. It's cheap food and it's pretty good, like for what you're paying, and like but they serve alcohol as well. It's called Weatherspoons. It's really nice. I like it a lot.
McDonald's for
it's-
adults. You get a shot for you with your Big Mac.
Yeah, you get like I'm gonna get like a fucking I don't know, like a quarter pounder and a cocktail or something.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you feel like.
Right. You said it was called Witherspoons.
Yes.
Interesting.
Any other English people hearing this will probably be like, "Nah, Witherspoon sucks." But I mean, for what it is,
I googled it and
I
it just
love
pulled
it
up
for what
Reese
it is.
Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Wow.
that's what I was looking for.
I don't know about like other fast food stuff. Though. I don't think we have any like chains. No, we don't. Not really. There's only like small, like independent local stuff that has like maybe 2 or 3 shops. There's not like a national thing. It's all American chains.
Yeah, I would have thought that fast food just didn't exist in the UK. Like, yeah.
Food itself
like-
just doesn't exist in the UK.
No.
I know you guys have like an obsession with beans or something.
Oh, there's
Is that a thing?
Greg's. Greg's is like British Subway, basically.
Oh.
They sell like sausage rolls and like like bean toasties and stuff, like fucking baked bean toasty, shit like
Yeah.
that. Brit bong
Baked.
things.
Bean toasty.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's a
that-
Google search waiting to happen.
It makes me
I-
so sad hearing like people talk about like their love of beans because like I can't get over the texture. I don't know what it is, but like everyone's all over beans and I'm like I can't
What?
do it.
In
Oh.
God's name.
Obviously, there's Nando's as well. Everyone knows Nando's though.
A baked bean toasty is just like a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's beans instead of cheese.
What?
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby.
Why? Why would you do this?
Cause it's good, dude.
Do you realize
So
how
good.
many, like, way back in the day, how many British soldiers killed people for spices, and now you refuse to use it in food?
No, we make curry. We make curry as well. Curry's like our jam.
Curry's good.
All right,
man.
if I ever make it to like UK PonyCon or something, Prince, I need you to change my mind.
Am I gonna be burned at a stake if I say that I've never had curry?
Like I like curry a lot, but like I'm not gonna make anyone else eat it. You should have it sometime though.
Yeah.
It's good. If you
Go
like
for it.
rice and you like chicken and you like taste.
I like all of those things, especially the last one.
Yeah.
I like my food to have flavor, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to
Whoa.
try curry, but I live in Arkansas, so it's hard to get stuff like that around here. I am closer to
Wow,
Little
like-
Rock now, so I'm sure I could find it if I looked for it.
So have any of you had curry before?
I have had curry.
Okay.
But well, I've had like I've had like an Asian style like Japanese curry at a friend's house cuz his mom was like I'm going to make you food. I'm like, "Okay." You like make me curry and I eat it. And she's like, "Yeah, I made it like a tenth as spicy." Cuz I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I'm white." Like I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've had like some like Mexican style foods because my family, I am of Mexican heritage, Hispanic heritage, you know.
Hmm.
So like I do have a bit of a spicy tolerance, but it's not that big, but you know, it's more than the average white man.
Hey, I can't do spicy, dude.
Yeah.
I can do like a little bit of spicy, like a very small amount, but not any more than that, and I'm just dead.
We got like I work at a noodle place and we have like a buffalo mac and cheese and I'm like, that's it.
That sounds good.
It is
I
good.
love mac and cheese, and it is a bit of a kick to mac and cheese. Sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
I actually cannot stand mac and cheese, but that's just because I don't like cheese in general.
What? Wait, really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well,
What?
okay, like some of the like nuttier cheeses, like Parmesan and mozzarella, I can actually. The story behind why I can eat mozzarella when I hate most cheese is just because when I was like in middle school, all my friends ever wanted to eat was pizza, and so I basically forced myself to like it. But like
Yeah.
any kind of
You're
like
pressured into
cheddar
liking it.
or American or like sharper cheese, I can't do it.
I'm sorry, but you're off this podcast now. We can't have you here anymore, Ambazar.
Yeah,
Like,
Ambi,
okay. I can eat Kraft mac and cheese, but that's not really cheese. That's like chemicals
It-
and salt.
Kraft
Yeah.
mac and cheese. It's like
Plastic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ambi, this is why you like Whataburger over In-N-Out.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
to be fair, every burger I get is without cheese,
Yeah.
so I feel like that levels the playing field.
I'm sorry.
I know it's inconvenient, man. You have to special order everything from everywhere.
So just like cheese, like a normal person.
I wish I could,
just
dude.
like cheese.
I wish I could. Everybody tells me it's the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, it tastes like I'm chewing salty mucus. I don't see the appeal.
Oh my gosh. You're just not cultured enough, Ambi.
I guess not.
Your mozzarella story reminds me though, the same thing happened to me with chili. Like my dad got this chili recipe that he really liked, and I didn't like beans, but he made it like every night, and so I'm like, okay, I can handle it. But like I can't do beans in any other form. But chili, like I'll destroy a good chili.
I do not
Nice.
like beans. It's a texture thing, though.
Yeah.
It like triggers my
Fair.
gag reflex.
I'm the same way with peas.
I like beans until it's put on cold toast.
Oh my god.
Prince, our friend, I feel our friendship deteriorating by the second.
Or like the podcast is over. Sorry guys.
It's
We're
falling
ending
apart.
it here.
It's
Yeah.
all falling apart.
I hope this podcast isn't popular in England.
Gosh. Yeah.
Well, it fucking won't be.
Oh man.
Hey, good.
So anyways, about ponies.
About
Yeah.
ponies.
Let's go back to
I think-
that.
I think we got Prince to talk more about food than we did horses.
Best pony,
like food.
go.
That's good.
Best one. My favorite Starlight currently.
Yes, my man.
She's
Wow.
the girl, dude.
Prince is in the
Yeah.
Glimmer Gang. Who could have guessed?
What
Starlight.
about G5?
Oh, I'm actually kind of into Pip. I didn't like her at all because obviously it's like fucking TikTok zoomer horse, but I think she's so funny.
Pip has gotten
Yeah.
so much better in the series.
Yeah.
I like how hard they lean into that whole like zoomer thing and like fucking Valley Girl voice. It's so funny to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like
They,
she's the
like-
only one who got better in the actual series than she was in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
I feel like, in the movie they just didn't have, like, they didn't know what to do with her. Exactly.
She wasn't much. She was just Zip's sister. That's all she was in the movie.
Yeah. She was Zip's sister with a following.
With
it's
with a smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like, I don't know if it's like confirmed or not, but I think a lot of people are saying there's like another scene she was supposed to be in that was like really important to her character, and they just like cut it.
Yeah.
Sad.
There was a lot of stuff that got cut or changed from the movie that like there's a lot of interesting stuff in the concept.
Yo, where's the
like,
director's
like-
cut? We want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, director's
please.
cut.
Oh.
We want
But,
the 4-hour Zack Snyder cut of a new
I'd be so
generation.
hyped. I would be so hyped for that.
I would destroy that, yeah. Rent out like a movie theater, like get a bunch of friends together. That'd be wonderful.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. But unfortunately that's not the case. But
Shh, don't give up hope.
here's hoping that Make Your Mark gets good enough that we want to do something like that. But I'm sure there's like I'm just digging my own grave here. Every time I say something negative about G5, there's another person in the comments being like, "Hey, he hates Generation 5. He's a Save MLP supporter." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like we've gotten to the point, like, whether it's like G4, 5, or even 3, it's like, if you say anything negative about My Little Pony, like, it feels like people get so triggered these days, and I don't know why.
Welcome to the internet
saved
in the
the world.
21st century.
Like, maybe I just feel that way, but that's how I feel. It feels like you can't criticize anything.
Here's the thing, though. If you say good things about something, people are gonna get mad at you, too. Like,
Yeah.
when Make Your Mark just started, I remember there was, like, a lot of people, there were some people who, like, people would say, yeah, I like, G5's alright, but I like G4, I like G4 a lot, and they're like, no, G4 is terrible.
G4 is not
What?
terrible, though.
How dare you?
Excuse me?
G4 is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had its hiccups. It did have its hiccups.
I'm gonna call you out, friend, who I'm not naming, so you don't get hate mobs towards you. But I have a friend who put Make Your Mark Chapter 1 above like 4 seasons of Generation 4.
Excuse
their, like,
me,
ranking.
which seasons?
I want to say, okay, one of them was 6.
Oh,
Uh,
fuck.
One of
6
them
is my least
was-
favorite G4 season, but it's still not bad.
Actually, I could find said list.
I need to know how, like, what exactly, because, like, Chapter 1 was just your normal, like, everyday kids special, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Oh, is this like the 40-minute special thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I hated
Yeah.
that so much. I thought it was so bad.
I did.
Yeah.
I did not like it
Okay,
at all.
That
Let me
one
see if I
hurt
can-
me.
And it
Let's
hurt
see if I
even
can
more because
find
after
this.
the movie, I think our expectations were so high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was-
Yeah.
I
And, like,
was
it wasn't
hoping
even
it'd be the
horrible.
same
It was just
level.
really mediocre.
Yeah.
And I think that hurt
Um,
even more.
Oh man.
It would have been fine if it was like an absolute dumpster fire. Then we could at least have fun.
Yeah,
making
you can at
fun
least
of it.
laugh at it. Like, I mean, Saber Sparks made a whole channel over laughing at stuff that's just objectively terrible.
Okay, so I found it. So, seasons 7, 1, 6, and 8. And I'm
You
like,
put- what?
What?
Season 1?
7 people love 7. I like 6. I know that's not popular, but I really like 6. 1 is classic, vintage, fucking
Yes.
OG.
1,
And 8,
Yeah.
I just think 8 was good.
say
I just
what
like
you
8.
will about 1,
Yeah.
but, like, it was the start of G4. They were still getting their footing, and there were some banger episodes in there.
oh yeah.
I mean, Winter Wrap Up and
Suited for Success.
Suited for
Or,
Success.
yeah, Suited for Success. Yeah. Those episodes are great.
even the worst seasons, even like I say the worst seasons, like I don't think Friendship is Magic had a bad season. But like even my least favorite season, like some of my
Overall,
favorite
it was
episodes are in
pretty
it.
consistent.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry, friend. I love you. You're great. But
Your opinion is trash.
We won't say who it is, but their initials rhyme with.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, moving on from trashing on my friend who is probably never going to listen to this.
Okay,
Yeah, so-
I have a question to ask if it is suitable to the Overlord Maynard.
No. Anyway, yeah,
Oh,
go
okay.
for it.
Okay. So you've been to quite a few at this point, so I know it's going to be hard to pick, but Prince, what would you say your favorite convention is that you've been to?
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's the question,
it's like
isn't
picking
it?
a favorite child.
That's hard. It's like, well, I don't mean this is gonna sound bad. I don't mean it in a bad way, but like all cons are pretty similar. They all like, you know, they've all got your vendor hall and your cool panels and stuff, and all your friends are there, and they've all like a music show. They've all got like the cool stuff, so it's all great. Complete fucking cop out. I'm gonna say BronyCon 2019, but only because we did the first Mayhem there, and it was the best fucking thing ever. Do you guys know about Mayhem?
The name sounds familiar.
I thought Mayhem was just BronyCon's, like the name of BronyCon's concert. Or no, never mind. That was BronyPalooza.
Yeah, that was BronyPalooza for BronyCon. BabsCon, their one is called Mayhem, but ours was like specifically like Mayhem Fest. It was our own thing we did. Where because BronyCon 2019 was so huge, and there was so many musicians that no one had their own set. At least not the contemporary like rock and metal kind of people. Because it meant changing instruments, running amplifiers and all this crap up between every set. Whereas DJs, you can just plug them in and go. So we couldn't really have everyone have their own set. It took too long. So we put on this little festival in a bar down the street after the last day of BronyCon, and we thought like, oh, maybe like 20 people will come and it'll be just a little chill thing. It's like, no, we packed the whole place. The whole place was rammed, and it was nuts. It was so nuts.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I ever like kind of ran my own event. Well, me and a friend like we co-ran it, but like I was in charge of all the gear and getting everyone to the place and all, and designing all the marketing, like the posters, and we had like these really nice posters with on the back of the map how to get there from the BronyCon Convention Center. Oh, that was so good. But yeah, I'm saying my favorite con is the thing I did because I can be biased and then not pick favorites with all the other cons.
No, you're not allowed. No, that's awesome. Was that the only time that you've done something like that?
We did a second one in the same year after Cider Fest of 2019, but those are the only two we've done because then COVID happened and everything's gone to crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then 2 years were gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
Yeah, a little bit. Are you planning on doing something like that again? Because that sounds awesome.
I don't know, because the reason it exists is to give musicians a place to play when there's not enough at the actual con. And the fandom's kind of slowed down now with G5 and like how G4's ended, so it's not that there's not that many people applying. I know there's some, but we got to find like venues near the con to make. We usually try to like coordinate with the con, make sure they know, so we're out of their way. We don't want to get in their way or take anything from them. We want to have our own thing separate. But yeah, there's not been. We tried once, but it was still like coming towards the end of like the big COVID time, right? At UK PonyCon, they didn't have music one year because COVID stuff, and you weren't allowed to have that many people in a room, and that was the venue's restriction. But I was like, okay, what if we put on Mayhem in a venue nearby who doesn't care about that? As long as everyone knows that's the risk, then that's on them, and we can all have a good time. But no, like no venue would fucking even talk to us.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna pay a bunch of money to get like some US people to come in just for this thing, but no, they were not. No venue would even fucking reply to me. And if they did, there's one. I messaged one venue. I gave them the whole thing. Like, okay, we're this organization. We do these things. Here's like pictures of previous events and here's videos and stuff and like all this. And they literally replied just no. That is it.
Just no.
I was like, okay. Like, all right, dude.
You could have been a bit
All
more
right, guy.
Professional.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I guess that's that idea dead. The dream is dead.
That's so sad.
That sucks.
No.
Yeah.
Kind of cringe, bro.
Yeah, we were too cringe for them, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
It's so funny. Cringe is just like everybody likes saying cringe for the situation, but it's just like it's part of who we are at this point.
Yeah, event. I don't know. There was something like again with doing Puss in Boots. There's something special about like the conventions are amazing, but there's also something special about like getting people together like outside of the convention, like leaving the convention, being like, oh wait, there can be horse people outside of convention
Imagine
centers?
that.
What?
I thought we
Well,
all just
like-
disintegrated as soon as we walked out the doors.
No, it's what happened. The moment we walk out the doors, we're immediately back at home.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
It's like a secret society. You don't talk about it outside the convention.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Vegas.
But I do kind of want to do like I want to do something again after closing ceremonies with a big group of people at a convention, because it feels like an encore almost, or like an epilogue to the convention. Like you got one last thing.
Yeah.
Robert,
But,
did you
yeah.
say it's like Vegas?
Yeah, it's like Vegas.
What
Wait,
happens at the
what?
horse convention stays
Yeah.
at the horse
Yeah, what happens
convention.
in the horse convention stays in the horse convention. It's like Vegas.
That took a while to process in your head.
The moment
Amy.
you step out of the convention, everything you did in there, everything you bought is gone. Just poof.
No, man, you don't understand. I was laughing the whole time. It was just like one of those silent laughs where you're just sitting there clapping. No sound is
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah, but the sad thing about having something like that, though, like an after convention thing, is immediately after it's done is when the PCD sets in.
Yeah.
Like Puss in Boots, we had people like coming out of the theater like in tears, like just being like, I don't want to say bye. Like it was
Wholesome.
it was rough.
The Brody fandom's so wholesome.
Yeah. Sweet
Yeah.
babies.
Prince, do you
Generally,
still
yeah.
get PCD when you're going to like 15 conventions a year?
That's something else. Someone asked me that recently, and I actually don't, because like as soon as I get home, I'm just fucking having to plan the next one. And because I'm going to so many, I usually will see people again pretty soon.
Yeah.
So like, oh, my friend's like, okay, I'll like, oh yeah, con's over. See you later. I was like, I'll see you again in like 3 months. Don't worry about it.
We'll see each other again.
Yeah. How
You can't
many
escape.
cons a year do you typically go to?
It's usually not actually that many. It's the 2019 before COVID. I think I did. Oh my god, I don't know the total number. I think it was like 8 or 9.
Oh wow.
Last year I think I did like 11, and then this year
It's actually not that many. I'm sorry. That threw me off. Wow. I was expecting you to say like 5.
Oh no.
No, that's insane to me.
Like last year,
I
I
went-
planned to do 3, and then I'm like, I should probably calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
I love cons. The only thing I don't like is
They're
traveling.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like flying, not gonna lie. There's
Wait.
something nice about having like a period of time where I'm like, I don't need to worry about anything. Like I don't have the stress of my daily life, and I don't have to worry about like catching up with as many people as possible like while I'm at the convention. I'm just in the air. I can sit and play video games or read a book or take a nap. It's like,
Yeah.
Prince,
It's-
did you
it's
say you
kinda
didn't
like
like
a
traveling?
break.
No, well, to complete opposite with what you're saying a second ago, I hate flying. It gives me so much anxiety.
But you're a
Ah.
Pegasus.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm flying under my own power at that point.
Yeah.
Pegasus afraid of heights.
Some fucking hairless monkey flying me in a big tube is a bit more stressful.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've never hated flying. I actually like it.
I
Except
went
for
through
last
a phase
year.
where I loved it. I've been through phases because when I was really young, I hated it, but only because I got airsick. I used to get horribly airsick, and I hate. And the feeling of nausea is like the worst feeling in the world for me.
Oh yeah.
And
were
then I
you
went
gonna
through a
say
phase where it wasn't. Huh?
Oh no, I'm trying not to cut people off, and I'm failing pretty hard.
No, you're good. What were you saying?
I was actually gonna ask Maynard if he was gonna say something,
Oh,
Oh.
because I cut him off
Cutting
before
someone
I
off
cut
to-
you off.
To let someone else speak. Okay, Prince, continue your thought.
oh god. Airplane flying. Oh yeah, when I was young, I got sick. Didn't like it because I hate nausea. Then I got over the nausea and I used to really enjoy it. And now I get really anxious because you're in a fucking tube 30,000 feet in the air and it's scary.
I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times, but an airplane is a lot safer than a car.
But
In case you weren't aware.
Now, flying is the safest form of travel. I know these things physically. I
Yep.
know them in my brain, but in my heart,
So-
I'm like,
so
nah,
you just get
nah, nah,
It's a
nah.
difference between
You look-
knowing and
So
understanding.
basically, you just get airsick.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I don't.
Yeah, you look out the window and you see the whole planet underneath you, and those rational thoughts fly out.
Yeah, pretty much. I never get window seat. I hate it.
I love window seat.
I don't think I've ever I probably have been on a plane, but it's been years. But I don't remember the last time I took a flight somewhere.
Yeah.
I used to travel a lot as a kid, because like I had family I live in Arizona. I had family up in North Dakota.
I'm sorry.
So we'd like fly
Okay.
there like once or twice every year. Did you say sorry?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry for your loss.
I've been
I'm
to
probably-
Arizona once, and I have no desire to go back.
Oh, I thought you were saying sorry for the having family in North Dakota. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably related to like 12 of the 13 people that live there.
Sorry for your loss, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's so weird because I do have like a fear of heights. Like I get 4
Oh.
feet off the ground and I'm like, give me down.
I hate heights as well because I feel like heights is like not really what you would call an irrational fear because if you fall, you can die if you're too high up.
Yeah, but for some reason that doesn't apply to me in an airplane.
Yeah.
Like I'm in there and I'm like, I'm safe.
Maybe because there's a ground beneath you at least, and there's like no risk of you falling unless the plane like for some reason has like a sporadic
Alright.
like deconstruction.
Yeah, let's bump people's plane anxiety up a bit.
Yeah,
And
my
talk
fear
about
of,
every little thing that can go wrong.
Yippee.
Hey, the
my
chances
fear
of
of
that
heights
are
is
pretty
directly
low.
Robert, were you saying something?
You guys have done this about 15 times this
I know.
episode. I'll figure it out in post. Go, Ambi.
I'm so mad. I can't talk without cutting somebody else off. I'm just gonna be
It's the
quiet the rest of the
latency.
episode.
Welcome to Out of Our Mains.
Yeah. Ambi, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say my fear of heights is directly related to like how secure I am, because like I
Yep.
can ride roller coasters and do stuff like that and like no problem whatsoever.
Oh, I hate amusement park rides. My fear of heights is just it's just there. I do not like getting away from the ground too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I can be 300 feet up on a roller coaster and I am totally fine.
If you like put me on a roller coaster, you will reduce me to tears.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Six Flags.
Oh,
We're gonna
no.
bring a camera.
Kidnap Robert, slam him in a
Oh
roller
no,
coaster. No, what sucks, Prince, you know how you're talking about like the worst feeling in the world is that nausea? Well, I love roller coasters. Like the last few times I've been on a roller coaster, it's been a ton of fun, but I have this feeling in my stomach and I'm like, I'm not getting on that again. Like, I'm like, whoa.
so it's like it's
You-
the post roller coaster syndrome, I guess.
No, it's on the roller coaster. Like the feeling itself of being on the roller coaster is cool. I like that like high speed, like it's fun. But the entire time I just have this feeling in my stomach like, oh, I'm going to throw up. It's not fun.
If you're in Arizona, what even is your local amusement park? Lagoon?
We have Six Flags. We have
There's
what
a-
else
wait.
do we have?
There's a Six Flags in Arizona.
Yeah. The Six Flags. I thought there was Six Flags everywhere.
I'm like a huge roller coaster buff, and I don't think there's a Six Flags in Arizona.
I swear I've been to Six Flags. Hold on, I need to look this up now. Wait. Six Flags.
Okay, there's a Six
Arizona.
Flags water park, Six Flags Hurricane Harbor.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. I've been to that, but that's not the amusement park I'm thinking of. I have been to the water park Six Flags, but I don't know. I've been to like there's like the it's like Shamrock Farms, I think. Has had a roller coaster, not anything huge. But I've also been to like Universal Studios in Florida. And that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Well, that was a weird tangent.
I record all this under a blanket because my room has terrible acoustics. You can hear it right now. There's a lot more echo than there usually is. There's still like kind of echo even when I have the blanket over me, but like it's pretty terrible. I've thought about recording in my closet, but like I do not have enough space to do that. And I could not sit in there for 2 hours. Anyways,
How do you How do you even like record? Because the thing is, like, I just record into a USB microphone. It's like, do I need to just like run my microphone wire all the way into my closet to record?
Some people do that.
Some people
Some people will
some people have
do a
laptop.
laptop.
Some people have a laptop. Some people like have their computer in the closet. You know.
Yep.
I don't have a laptop. I probably need to get a laptop. That would be very helpful in multiple facets. But I also don't have money, so
It's nice for paneling.
Yeah, as we've seen.
Unless your laptop only has a DisplayPort output, and the convention does not have DisplayPort cables.
if you use a Steam
Oh, yeah,
Deck,
you couldn't use the projector because of that, so it's just on the little like laptop screen.
Yeah.
You could barely even see me with how the camera angle was on the recording.
Yeah, the recording, the audience could see.
Yes,
though,
yes.
So it's all good. I gotta say though, Prince, one of the best thing, not gonna lie, one of the best things about having you on is I have a friend who is a very big fan of yours.
that's not true. You don't have friends.
True.
We already-
That
we
was so
already met your
mean. I'm
friends.
sorry.
You're just guys I pay.
Yeah, speaking of which, where's my
but-
paycheck?
Anyways, but yeah, I have a friend who is a very big fan of yours. And so when I was planning out that teaser image, I'm like, what's gonna make them freak out the most? And I just got a quote tweet from them when I sent out the teaser. They're like, no effing way.
Nice.
It was a good time. So yeah, you've got some fans, Prince.
I hope
You
they
got a lot of
enjoy
people
Just
that love
some,
you.
just some.
I hope they enjoy the ramblings.
Yeah, hopefully. This might be a bit of a like weird question, I guess, but I always have to wonder what it's like being at a convention and being on the receiving end of an awkward fan coming up and saying hello and like stumbling over words and everything, because I know I've been there. But is there like, you, from what I've seen, because I've interacted with you at a convention and been that fan stumbling over my words, you're pretty good at like handling that sort of thing. Have you had any like really cool fan interactions, or
Maybe some really terrible fan interactions.
Oh no.
either
man.
or?
I don't think I actually have. I don't think I've ever had a bad one. No, there's one guy who's kind of weird and creepy, but we knew, like, we've kind of found out that he was a total creep, and yeah, it sucks.
Gotta
that
love
got
that.
resolved. That's fine. But like every other one ever has been amazing,
Yeah.
and I couldn't pick a best one. There's so many. Like, people will come up to me and give me cool fan art they drew, or like a con badge they made for me, or something like that. Or like when
Yeah.
they sign stuff. It's just great. I love it. It makes me super happy. Oh,
Yeah.
and I don't mind people if they're like, a bit awkward and stumble over their words, because like, bro, I am like that in my daily life all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just like,
I feel it.
Welcome to just
It's like,
not being very like social.
Being awkward is a requirement for being a brony.
we're like probably the most outcast fandom ever. So like, I'm happy to just just politely let them say what they want to say, like, and just listen. Don't want to like cut them
Yeah.
off and like trying to assume what they're trying to say. Just like, no, I'll let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Spare me the pleasantries.
Oh my gosh, spare me your pleasantries.
All right, I'm going through my notes right now. How many PrinceWhateverer song jokes can I make in what little runtime we have left?
Yeah, scream if you're out there. Anyways.
That's it.
Tell me it's
Yeah.
okay.
Everybody gets one.
That's it.
Twilight.
Don't let him get the best of you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like, I made a stupid edit on that I put on Twitter. I'm like, why did I like, I was at work. This is how I am. You know how like when you're in bed is the time that you get like the most motivation, like when you're about to fall asleep, or like when it's 3 a.m. is you're like,
Sometimes, yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna do everything. So that happens to me at work. At work is when I like think about the most stuff, and for whatever reason, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. At work, I was thinking about Frailty, and the beginning where I see you running through the crowds, and I was like, when Prince finds you in hide and seek, it's I see you. I'm like, and then I put it on Twitter and it got like 2 likes. So I'm like, yeah, it's a little.
I don't know. I mean, I liked it.
It's a little out there.
Oh, I never saw that. What the fuck? I love that.
Oh, but no, I think, I literally did it in like 2 minutes, and I'm like, I probably should have trimmed it down a bit. I literally just had it be the first 30 seconds of the song, so it's just the instrumental. I'm like, yeah, I understand why that didn't catch people's attention.
I just think people have bad taste, personally.
Everyone's opinion is wrong except my own.
Oh, we're talking about politics now.
Oh, don't even open that can of worms. Do not.
So Prince, I know you're in the UK, but what are your thoughts on the current status of American politics? We're not going.
Who did you vote for?
Mayors.
Yeah.
Did you vote for Princess Celestia or did you vote for Twilight?
Oh god, nah, Luna.
No.
Luna.
Starlight.
Oh, you're voting
Starlight.
third party. Okay.
Yeah, my girl, Starlight, my beloved.
That was such a thing for a long time. Is like Celestia versus Lunar, like the whole Empire of the Sun, Lunar Republic.
Yeah,
I remember that was a huge
Solar
deal.
Empire.
It was a big thing.
I miss it.
Prince, I actually do want to hear, like, what was it like being a part of the fandom like that early on? Because I think most of us, well, actually, Andy's been around for quite a while as well.
I pretty much joined in like early 2013, so I missed kind of missed the beginning of the golden years.
Yeah, me and Robert
if you want to call
are a little bit newer than that. We both joined like late 2014 or early 2015. So like the Twilight having wings thing had long since passed.
And we were just our reactions. I'm sure. At least my reaction was like, "Oh, cool." I didn't really like. I binged the series, so my reaction was pretty tame.
I had it spoiled for me, but you know. But yeah, what was the fandom like in the early days? Like, how does it differ from today? I know it was at least in like 2012, 2013, it was definitely bigger.
Yeah, it was huge, and everyone was doing like, there were so many things, so many projects, so many people just doing so many things. It was incredible. It was like a whole movement. Like, I remember like tons of websites did a load of stuff. Like YouTube had a thing. If you typed in the name of a pony, it would change the colors to that pony's colors. In like if you typed their name.
Wait, actually?
Yeah. I mean, let me try and find it.
Ponies were taking over the earth.
Yeah, we were fucking everywhere.
Wow, YouTube even got in on that.
I remember I was watching an episode of WWE Monday Night Raw, and on one of the signs, somebody in the audience was holding up a Rainbow Dash sign.
Nice. We're everywhere.
So it's like you couldn't escape it.
We were literally in the walls back then. I can't find it, but yeah, it would check because like this was when YouTube's layout was completely different as well. Like it would recolor, like if you just search Fluttershy, it would recolor all of YouTube to be in Fluttershy's, like, you know, yellow and pink.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's insane.
It was hype. Do you guys remember when YouTube used to do the thing where on Christmas it would have like snowflakes just all over, like just dropping down?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like they used to do cool stuff like that. They don't do that shit anymore. It's
no, YouTube doesn't care at all anymore.
I mean,
it's just
they did change.
corporate, baby.
I mean, they did go back on a policy change, so
they did once.
No, like recently, they like
yeah, I know.
Like very recently, like so. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, the fandom back then was crazy, and there was so much happening. It was so nuts to be a part of it back then.
Yeah. Is there anything like in particular, like anything that stands out that was like this was way different from what the fandom's like today?
I don't know. Everyone was more
probably YouTube culture in general.
Yeah, well, it's like the whole culture. Everyone was more tolerant of everything. Like I know today, like everyone's like tolerant unless you're doing a mean, spicy thing, and then everyone gets mad at you. But like, and if like for better or for worse, back then everyone didn't care. Everyone was just happy to like horses. That was literally all that anyone cared about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you did this bad thing, but do you like horses? Then we're fine. Don't worry about it. Which can be a good or bad thing.
So what you're telling me?
This guy committed
murder,
but it's okay because he likes horses.
Oh my god.
He did it with the limited edition Fluttershy knives. We're cool.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys wait? That reminds me. Did you guys see that report that was going on? I think it was like late last year, where the guy he stole a plane.
Oh god,
and he was like flying it around, and you saw the image of him. He had a Rainbow Dash shirt. Oh man. They were like, he's trying to do a Sonic Rainboom in real life.
Oh, let's go.
Jesus Christ.
I want to laugh, but did people like die?
No, nobody got hurt.
Okay.
It was a bad situation. Like there were like not good. He was talking about doing some not good stuff.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say about. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I'm gonna put a picture of this up on the screen.
That's cool. The only thing I don't like about it is Fluttershy and Applejack are the same color.
Oh, that's
So they are.
that's cool.
Actually, you'll find
What if
Fluttershy
you
is
should
a
have an
lighter
Apple Bloom's
yellow.
color? What the hell?
I feel like Fluttershy there is like more of a gold color.
Yeah,
should've
that's
been Apple
irredeemable.
Bloom's
We have to
color.
go bully YouTube now.
We have to
Irredeemable.
bully YouTube.
Unacceptable. Bring
Yeah.
No
back
wonder
the
they
Tony
did that. It
colors.
was during Geek Week.
Yeah.
That's
It
still
was
so
cool.
cool though. Man, I wish I had been there for part of that, but I was just a wee lad when all that stuff was going
back
on.
then, we weren't interested in girly stuff. It was the boys.
I was
Oh, boy.
13
Yeah.
when I
Like-
joined the fandom.
I was into the real manly stuff, like Toontown.
Yeah, bro.
And,
Toontown. I was into the manly stuff like Hannah Montana Forever
yo!
and
Actually-
Sweet Life on Deck.
Oh my gosh, you guys remember iCarly?
iCarly. Yeah, that's what I was into.
Yeah, iCarly was great.
Prince, what is your favorite non-MLP related band or group?
Non
Good
ML
question.
band or like musical stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. There's two bands I like more than anyone else, and it's the Amity Affliction and Hands Like Houses. They're like the best. I love them so much.
I see. I have not heard of either.
They big influence on me. They're both Australian, surprisingly. I don't know.
Oh.
Something about Australia.
I just
does something.
pimp slapped my microphone.
What?
No.
I was trying to reach my keyboard and I just like slapped my mic and it registered on Audacity. So have fun editing that one out, Maynard.
It literally takes 2 seconds. You're fine. Just don't do it repeatedly, and we're good. Don't do it while you're speaking, and we're good.
We're too late.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. There's been times like we're in the middle of recording and my dog starts like whining at me. I'm like, dog, I'm in the middle of saying something. I can't cut this out.
Yeah, I'm in a new house and my neighbors have a really loud truck. And like I'm afraid at any second it's gonna fire up. And you can hear it like down the whole block.
Yeah, I used to live really close to an airport, so we'd get like plane noises like all the time. That was a good time.
Airplane noises are cool.
Yeah, they're cool, but not when you're trying to sleep.
Yeah, no.
Something really funny when I was a kid, I used to think like people talk about like fear of airplanes. My young developing brain didn't register that as like a fear of flying in airplanes. And I just thought, boy, when they hear planes flying around, they must get really, really scared. It'd be tough for them to land at airport.
Oh man, those airplanes! You never know when they're gonna sneak up on you.
I want to make a joke, but I can't.
Do it.
No, yeah,
Do it,
no,
do
Andy.
it, do
No,
it, do
Robert,
it. If
don't
it's-
encourage
if it's-
him. I know what joke he's
If it's
gonna make.
bad,
Don't
you can
encourage
cut
him.
it out. This is pre-recorded.
No, no. Okay, moving on. Oh, Ambi, you're off the show. Goodbye.
I'm sorry, Prince. You deserve better than this.
Yeah, man, we got probably the biggest content creator on here that we've had thus far, and we're all well, me stumbling over my words there proves my point perfectly.
You're
Oh,
doing fine.
gosh.
You're doing just fine.
Oh, thanks, Prince.
I almost started crying.
No.
No, it was good. It was laugh crying.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought you were crying at how bad this episode was.
Oh, that too. Yeah, typically with podcasts, like the more unhinged and like unorganized it is, the more entertaining it ends up being to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it depends. As long as it's not full of awkward silences.
I'm,
You can laugh now.
I'm so thankful everybody got the cue on that.
I'm so glad. So, Prince, actually, something I wanted to ask you about. Where'd your name come from? Was this was the name PrinceWhateverer pre-fandom, or did you make it specifically for the fandom? And then what was the like inspiration?
It was pre-fandom. I made my YouTube account with this name in 2009.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, fucking edgy time story.
Oh.
I used to like this. There's this book, this vampire book series. It's not Twilight. It's by an author called Darren Shan. It's really edgy.
Oh.
Search to Freak?
Yeah, the whole vampire saga.
Yo!
Yeah,
I love
Darren.
that series.
Yeah, so you remember what book 2 was called?
I don't.
It's The Vampire Prince.
Oh.
And that was my like online name for so long, and I tried to use it on YouTube,
Yeah.
and YouTube was like, no, that's taken.
It's
So
that's
you
already
want
taken.
PrinceWhateverer.
I just wanted an account to comment on things, so I didn't like think I needed a name that was like specific. I was like, yeah, Prince whatever, like literally whatever. I don't care. I just want an account on YouTube. And I was like, oh, that's also taken.
So you
fucking-
did PrinceWhateverer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's like 2009. I was very lol XD random. I was like, yeah, extra ER on the end, sure. And it worked. And I was like, yay! And then that's my name now.
And it's
That's why.
I'm really boring. Literally, I just go by Robert in a lot of things.
Fair. I mean, if it works.
I don't.
If it ain't taken somehow.
I don't care. Like, no, it's not just Robert. But like in Discord, I go by Robert. In like games, it's usually like just something very generic.
Mix it up. Go like Burt Rob.
Steve.
Bird Rob.
Burt Rob.
Bart. Or something like that.
Bart?
Go by Burt.
Bert. What do you want me to go Robbie Bobby or something?
Robbie Bobby.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'm
Robbie
sure
Bobby.
that's taken.
Robbie Bobby.
That's
oh
gotta
my
be
gosh.
taken.
Well, there's a brony. I don't know if he's a creator necessarily, but he's done stuff with Race Best. He goes by Robob.
Do not call me Robbie Bobby, please.
Robo.
Nope, that's your new name.
Nah.
Sorry, Robert.
If you could go back and change your name to something else, like, would you? Like, obviously, you wouldn't do it now, just because that name is attached to so much.
I don't know. Closest I'd want it to be just PrinceWhateverer. That was the original thing, but YouTube was like, no.
There's probably like a separate timeline where he went by Vampire Prince or something.
Yeah, the cursed
The
timeline.
cursed timeline.
he was
dark
making
timeline.
music for
we
the
go on
Twilight
this
fandom.
podcast in that timeline. We call you like Vamp or something.
I'd have a fucking Bat Pony OC. Ooh.
yeah.
You could have.
I made an evil version of Prince Whatever.
You could have gone the cringy route and went by Vamp Prince.
Oh, there you go. Combine
I think
it.
I tried that. I've used that at a couple places, but I think that was taken as well. And I was in a rush. But, like,
Okay, fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah. Hey, like whatever. That's amazing though. That's so cool. I haven't thought about Cirque du Freak in ages, and I never would have thought.
I love
That
that book
would've been
series so
Some
much.
inspiration for your name. Yeah, it's really good. Have you read the weren't they doing a graphic novel series of it? Did you ever see that?
No, I haven't actually read the books in like 13 years or something.
Yeah.
They were just a big part of my life when I was in high school.
Yeah. I don't remember when I think I was in like junior high when I was reading them or something. But yeah. Yeah, I haven't thought about them in forever. You just awoke some memories in me.
Oh
Wow.
no. You're gonna turn this into a different podcast now, aren't you?
Yeah.
This is the
I
Cirque du
remember-
Freak podcast now.
I remember they made like a movie about it. I never watched it, but I heard it was not very good.
Adaptations are usually
as-
very mixed bag.
Yeah. Unless you're How to Train Your Dragon, and then you completely flip the script on everything, but somehow make it like better.
I've not seen like How to Train Your Dragon in ages.
Bro, How to Train Your Dragon went so hard.
It was pretty sick.
did.
Just the soundtrack, even just the soundtrack was so good.
I never saw the third movie. I only saw the first and the second and some of like the animated series.
The third one was okay.
But the second one, that second one went hard.
Not as good as Cars 2.
No,
though.
fuck
I
off!
still think that's Pixar's, like, peak.
Cars 2 is like their worst sequel movie ever.
You know what?
Well,
I'm gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
I like Cars 2. It's actually my favorite of the 3 Cars movie, and it's not close.
I would
No
say
way.
Cars 2 is like one of those. It's like the Room of DreamWorks, like Pixar, not DreamWorks. I have DreamWorks on the brain because I saw Puss in Boots.
But
like, it's
Actually,
one of
like Cars 2.
I'd say Cars 2 is like the Room of Pixar movies, where it's like very insane and you can enjoy it. Though the worst sequel I'd probably give to Shrek the Third.
I like Cars 2 more than Puss in Boots 2.
No, you don't.
Okay,
No, you
I
don't.
don't.
What the fuck?
But
No.
I
No,
did like
you
Cars
don't.
2.
That's
I was actually surprised when I heard that people don't like Cars 2, and I'm just like, what was so bad about
Well, I mean,
it?
Cars 2.
I like Cars 2.
It was very batshit insane.
It was.
Ambi, if you come onto my podcast with another opinion like that, you're going to be written off like the person who shall not be named, who puts Make Your Mark Chapter 1 above 4 Seasons of
Oh
the No
no!
Keep. Like, that's a that level take. Like-
Yeah, it's just, I think the
Oh.
reason I like it so much is a lot of people like, this makes no sense, and that, like, it doesn't make sense with Cars continuity, it's stupid.
Well,
And I'm just like, who cares about Cars
I mean,
continuity?
it's
They're talking
It is
Cars.
kind of-
like, I will say, yeah,
Yeah.
that argument is sound. It's Cars. Why are we caring about continuity?
I don't hate the movie, but like, I
It
don't
was-
know. I
It was stupidly entertaining the whole time through, and that's what I appreciate.
It was, but as a kid, my neurodivergent brain just could not follow everything. Too much was happening,
Alright.
and I got overwhelmed.
All right, Prince,
All
what
right.
do you think of Cars 2?
I thought it was fine. Like, I watched it not that long ago, like a couple of months ago, and I was like, yeah,
Let's
good.
oh
go.
shoot!
Let's go.
Like,
All right.
But that is
I think it's so.
wait, which one is 2? Is 2
The-
the one where he gets lost?
Cars 2 is the one where Mater becomes a spy.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm thinking of Cars 3.
I thought you said Maynard when Maynard becomes a spy. And I'm like,
Maynard.
oh, alternate
Oh my
universe.
God.
Yo,
fine.
Maynard, you're in Cars 2.
truly a fate worse
Alright,
than death.
Robert, you have a responsibility. You need to Photoshop Maynard driving Lightning McQueen.
Oh my
Okay, I got you.
gosh.
I got you.
That Lightning McQueen. Oh, I just punched my
Good
mic.
job.
Lightning McQueen with no eyes sounds cursed.
Just
Or
like a
with someone
windshield.
behind the eyes.
I
Wow.
got you, fam. Give me like
Um,
5 minutes.
How did we get to this point? Like, what were we talking about before?
I'm lost.
I don't know what's happening.
Are
I'm
we
a little
even-
lost.
Is there even a script anymore?
There never was. We don't go into this with a script.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's putting us a little highly.
Yeah.
That's
As far as
rating
I
us
know,
way
Maynard didn't even
higher
put
than-
down bullet points for what we're supposed to talk about.
Don't tell them that.
You said it earlier in the podcast.
Yeah. I just figured we'd talk about whatever, you know? All right.
works.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. We've
Good night,
officially peaked. No more.
That's our show.
Yeah. How many times have you heard that one, Prince?
I don't know, dude.
I could just imagine, like some Disney movie, and like some royal advocate is sitting in there, and then like his servant or butler comes in, and it's just like, sir, we have an audience with a prince, and he's like, oh, whatever. He's like, yes, that specific one.
Should have got Rem to animate that in SFM. Lol.
Yeah, but there you go.
Rem,
Hey,
get on it.
Rem is basically just making joke videos in SFM right now, like shorts to like practice. So I'll give him that one. I'm sure there has to be a SFM model of your OC out there somewhere that he can get.
Oh, I have one. I have my OC as an SFM model.
There you go. Send it to him with no context.
I can. Where is he? Let me go find him.
That'd be funny.
In my dooms.
Gosh, at this, I don't know. I need to get Rem to make me like SFM thumbnails. Have him or somebody else make a model of my OC.
Are there any Kierans in SFM yet?
Vincent Visions has a character. That's a Kieran.
Oh.
But she's like a Kieran with a
Interesting.
unicorn horn. She's adorable, but that's the only
Huh.
one. I'm sure there's probably like an Autumn Blaze model or something like that out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there must be.
just popular enough of a character.
I'm still mad. Karen's were done so dirty in MLP. They only got one episode.
It's such a shame.
Oh, I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet, but I still couldn't believe the Out of Our Mains panel that we did. It was at the same time as your performance with Blackened and Biscuit and Melody. and all
really?
That.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And
That sucks.
So, yeah.
So how this went down is so I submitted a couple panels because I did 2 panels at HarmonyCon, and they sent out like the document for like for all the panels, like what times they're gonna be at, and they were like, hey, does this time look good? And I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it looks good. Like it's not overlapping with anything. They didn't have the musicians listed.
Yeah, they said the
And
concert was
I'm
going on, but they didn't have who was performing when.
Yeah, we knew that there were concerts going on, but because it was like 8 p.m. something like that, like 8:15. And and then a few days later, look at the panel list. Oh, the Metal Bronies are on at that time.
Gosh.
Yeah, there was
So-
a point where like me and Maynard were just like sitting in a voice chat, and we're just like, "Do we want to cancel the panel?" And it's just like because like we weren't even concerned about nobody showing up at that point. We were just like, "Do we want to miss that performance?"
By the way, Ambazar, here's your request.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. What is this?
Nani.
All right,
He's
cool.
driving it.
Oh,
There we go.
that is so
Beautiful.
cursed.
Look at him go.
Look at him go.
You going? Ka-chow.
Oh, I will say, HarmonyCon was the first time that I've been to a convention that you were at that I missed your concert, and I was like, no.
Same.
There'll be more.
No, there won't. The world's over.
The
It's all
world is-
over. I had to miss one Prince
And now there won't
concert.
be any more. You had your chance, Maynard.
Never.
You're banned from Prince's
Yeah.
concerts.
Man, I retire. I'm retiring now. I'm 30, dude. I'm retiring.
No, Prince.
Yeah, it's not that you're
This is a
it's not that you're
sad day.
retiring. Like you're just banned from his concerts because you missed one.
There's a sign with my face on it, like, don't let this man in.
Like you could even
Oh.
like it'll be like a thing where you could hear the music, but you can't see it in person.
Yeah, I'm like sitting outside the main hall, like just
It's like that. It's like those videos
sitting
where
against
like
the
you
wall.
like it's like where you're at like you know those videos where it's like you're at a 2012 party or some crap in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, where they put like effects
Yeah.
over it so it sounds like you're in the other room. or
Yeah.
whatever.
That reminds me. I did have a question that I wanted to ask. So, Prince, you've obviously done a lot of different concerts at a lot of conventions. Other than, of course, the Mayhem concert that you were talking about, are there any concerts that stick out for being really awesome or really not awesome that you've done?
Along with that, what's the craziest thing that you've seen happen at your concert? If you can say.
It's hard because like when you're on stage, you actually can't see much because like the lights are blasting you in the face.
Yeah.
And like I've got to
Yeah.
keep an eye on my guitar constantly to make sure I'm not fucking up what I'm playing because you can't really hear that well. It's just noise. So I got to keep an eye on my guitar to see what I'm doing that right. And oh man, it was the one that I can remember is HarmonyCon last year. Fucking, do you guys know Mezzy? He's like he always wears like a fucking all over print rarity hoodie and a bunch of rarity stuff.
Yeah. I think I know what you're
Yeah, I
talking
think
about.
I've seen them, yeah.
He was in the crowd at HarmonyCon last year. He was drunk off his ass,
Oh
dude.
yeah, I was right next to it.
And like every time,
I was like, oh.
like, he was completely gone. And like every time I'd finish a song and like talk a little bit before we go to the next song, he'd be like, "Yeah, just play the next song. Just play the song." I'm like, all right, dude, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Like, all right, let's go.
He was holding like his drink and like head down, like jamming out to the music. At one point he turned to me, he's like, "Hey, can you hold this? Can you hold this for a second?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like just standing there holding a beer while he's like walking away doing who knows what. I'm like, okay.
Did he ever come back?
And then he
for it,
came
though?
back. He's like, thanks. He's
Oh,
like,
okay.
thanks, man. I love you, man.
It would be really funny if he just never came back and he just left the room and left you with it.
Oh man, he's great. He's so funny. But oh my god, it's just I never experienced that before.
I'm not gonna say that I was under 21 at the time, but I'm not gonna not say that.
Dude, you come over here, you can drink when you're like 16 in Germany, don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, there's in Wisconsin actually, there's a law in place where you can actually drink at pretty much any age as long as the bartender is okay with it and you're with a guardian who's okay with it. Like, you're legally allowed to, and I'm like, oh, so like you could pull up to a bar at 12 with your dad and like a bartender friend and be like, yeah, pour him a glass.
Yo, Wisconsin con when?
Call it Wisconsin.
Wait.
Alright.
Wait, isn't Ciderfest in Wisconsin?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Ciderfest is in
Ciderfest
Wisconsin. What am I thinking?
Yo, what the hell? Let's go. Let's go. Best con.
Ciderfest was probably, other than this past HarmonyCon, because I got to meet a lot of people who I knew online at HarmonyCon. Ciderfest last year was probably my best con experience. That was a ton of fun.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just realizing I actually need to go kind of soon, so I'll try and answer that other part of that question real quick.
Yeah.
The worst experience I had playing, it kind of sucks, but it was BronyCon 2019. I think was the worst. Well,
oh no.
That was the first time I performed, which is BronyCon 2013, and that I was only like featuring with DB Pony, and like the first time I think my mic wasn't on, so and because they used to do the way they did it back then was it would be the same acts twice. They would all play one night and then they'd all play again the next night, so that if people missed it the first night, they could watch the second night or something.
Yeah.
Which looking back is really weird. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, the first night we played, my mic didn't work, but the monitors worked, so I could hear myself and it sounded like it was working. Then the second night we tried it again, and it was the other problem. Like they could hear me out front, but my monitors were busted, so I couldn't hear anything.
Oh no.
So I couldn't hear if I was in key or not, and it was a complete mess. That was like kind of bad, but that's whatever. And then 2019, it only sucks because it was the biggest con, like biggest crowd. It was gonna be great, but because of the time constraints and everything, I couldn't use almost any of my own gear. The only thing I could use of my gear was my guitar, and I couldn't use my backing tracks. I couldn't use like all my effects and stuff, or like have the band I wanted and play all the songs I wanted. I couldn't have time to warm up. I only had 2 songs, so I went up there cold, and we went straight into I think Not Letting Go, and that was okay. We tried doing Solidarity, and Solidarity has so many synths in it and so many like backing vocals and crap that I need to run to make the song sound good, because I'm only one guy, but we had to make do. I think Everfree, a fucking absolute Chad, he was playing keyboard trying to fill in for all the synths at once, and then and there was just 2 guitars, a bass, and a drummer, and me singing, and that was it. And we did our best, and it's not the worst thing ever, but it's also not the best performance of that song ever.
Gotcha.
And it made me so sad because that's like the final BronyCon. I wanted to give it the best performance ever, but we just couldn't make it happen.
I'd imagine it's hard to match something like that in a live performance, though.
Yeah, it's difficult. I do my best.
All right, we should probably be wrapping up.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna wrap up here. So thank you to everyone for listening. Thank you again, Prince, for coming out. So we've got a few things that we do at the end of every episode. So for one, we like to ask a question of the episode, and I actually literally, as you were speaking, thought of one. Our question of the episode is gonna be, do you listen to metal music, or do you listen to metal music outside of the Brony fandom? And if you do, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite artist? Let us know in the comments, or on Twitter using the hashtag mainpod.
Pickleback.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I hope nobody
you
heard
that. You cut out whatever you said, and I got freaked out.
Okay.
I'm like, oh no, he's being kidnapped. So yeah, I responded to the question of the day, or the question of the episode. And we also have, right now flashing on screen are going to be any fan art that we've received, or any pictures that we asked people to send us at the end of last episode. So we usually ask people to send us a picture of like a random household item. So like we've done, last week I think we did mugs, we've done like just the most random things like game consoles, or I think one time we did like people listening to the podcast. We've done.
Do you know what we're doing? Do you already have an idea for what we're doing this time?
No, I was gonna ask Prince if he had something in mind.
Show me your finest guitars.
What if they don't have one?
Then get wrecked, scrub.
Just
Cool.
send us a picture of a guitar. It doesn't even have to be yours.
Just go on Google.
Yeah. Yeah, show us a PNG of a guitar. No, yeah, I guess we could broaden it maybe to like music instrument. I think this is the second time we've mentioned guitars, but it didn't end up going through last time. So yeah, if you have a guitar, send us a picture of that. If you don't, send us a picture of a different musical instrument. Maybe you have a I don't know why saxophone was the first thing to come to mind. Like, yeah, that's something that everyone just has lying around.
I need to make sure Saxophony watches this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send a picture of a spoon.
Yeah, that it is an instrument. Send us a picture of that, and I think that's about it. So, while we're wrapping up, Prince, do you have anything that you want to plug? Like, I know you used to do this thing at the end of some of your songs where you would like run through really quickly, like all your socials and stuff. I specifically remember it in what was it? One of the Sweetie Bot songs.
That was Enemy Undefined. I remember doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, Enemy Undefined.
Follow my Google
do you have,
Plus.
like, any? Yeah.
Rest in peace, Google Plus. Jesus Christ.
Dang. So speaking of unlocking memories, but yeah, do you like have some socials you want to plug? Any upcoming projects that maybe people don't know enough about that you want to plug or anything like that?
I want to shout out my boy CG Scrambles. He ain't releasing no music or nothing, but he's a good boy and I like him.
Well, there you go.
But for me, I don't know, like Twitter. Yeah, I was gonna say Facebook, but no one uses Facebook. YouTube. Twitter and YouTube is like the main places you'll find me. Discord server links are in the description of all the videos on my channel. And yeah, you can find everything in there. I link everything in the description, like merch store, Patreon, all that stuff.
Well, yeah, go check out Prince's channel and his Twitter and all that stuff. Go support him on Patreon and all that fun stuff, because he does way too good stuff for this community. I worded that in the best way possible. But yeah, he does way more than he should for this fandom. But yeah,
I love horses.
Yeah, well, we do too.
Well, horses love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening, and we'll catch you guys later.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Love ya.